All right, shalom to the elect of Israel. Start by giving all the praises, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, ever well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. And this is just, an example of Job 4 and 7. It says, boy 4, meaning 4 years old, dies after being hit by a bus outside A&E moments after he left hospital. Says police, and his name is Zahir Jan, if I'm saying that right. Says police are appealing for witnesses after a sweet, funny 4-year-old boy died after being hit by a bus outside a hospital in Kent. Emergency services were called to Ramsgate Road in Margate, Kent, shortly after 4 p.m. on Thursday, following reports of an incident involving a bus and a pedestrian outside Queen Elizabeth Queen Margaret Hospital. The white single-decker bus was traveling near the A&E department when it hit the boy who had left the hospital on foot after visiting his grandmother. The child, identified by his mother as Zahir Jan, was taken inside the hospital and a short while later was confirmed dead. It says his mother, Azaria Green, launched a fundraiser and described her son as a sweet, funny boy with a cheeky smile. Everyone is devastated, but that word doesn't feel like enough to explain how we are all feeling, she said. Our sweet, funny boy with a cheeky smile could make anyone's heart full. The smile that we can't see again. I didn't even get to tell you how much I love you. Alright, so you get the idea. Alright. And once again, this is an example of Job 4 and 7. I'll get it. Job chapter 4. And once again, I woke up to this news. Looked at my phone and this is what was on here. Alright, Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, where were the righteous cut off? See? Whoever, perished, died basically, being innocent. You see, this goes for even little kids, because somebody would look at a little kid like that, 4 years old, as if he's innocent, like he hasn't done anything wrong. But the scripture is saying that's not true. Whoever perished being innocent, the answer is nobody. Okay? And this proves what? Reincarnation. It says, where were the righteous cut off? Because, that man, because that boy, basically, he's been here before, man. Okay? Let me get this. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, which is the earth. That wickedness was there in the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So the earth is the place of judgment. And this is an example of the Lord could get you after, the Lord could get you in another life. But that boy could have, he could have been doing who knows what in a past life. And now the Lord let him come here, live 4 years, and took his ass right out yesterday. You see, people in the world, wouldn't want to wrap their heads around this, but it's true, because the concept of reincarnation is true, and this is also why the apostles said this. It's the book of St. John 9 and 1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. Blind from, ever since he was born, he was blind from birth. But they said this, verse 2. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? If he was born blind, listen, right? If you only live once, all right, and you born blind, how can you have the opportunity to sin? All right, that you're born blind. If being born blind is a punishment for you sinning, okay, how could that be if you only live once? See, and the disciples said this because they knew that, they knew about the process of reincarnation. You come back and you pay for for the sins you've done in the past life. Okay? The sins you've done in the past life, you come back and pay for it, man. All right? And the thing is, that wasn't the case with this guy. Verse 3, that's why Yahushua said, says Yahushua answered, neither had this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of the Most High should be made manifest in him. See, so it wasn't. So it's not because, um, that he did anything. All right, but it's because the works of the Lord could be made manifest in him. Now, the thing is, but the point is how the disciples knew that, man. You know, this was common knowledge back then. You see, so you look at little kids and stuff, about they get taken out early, and because the thing is, guess what? The Lord is the one that takes them out. It's 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Which is clearly saying the Lord is the one that does it. So, and the Lord does nothing wicked. Okay? If you never done nothing wicked, if somebody, because it's like, why would the Lord have why would he punish you if you haven't done anything? See? So, this boy in his past life did something. Okay? And the Lord took him out. So he didn't get away. He didn't get away with whatever he did. He didn't get away. Okay, he's only 4 years old, so that means he was reincarnated in 2021, and now 2025, the Lord took his ass out. You see. Eventually, the Lord, gonna get you. For something. Basically meaning, I'm talking, in this context, of course. Okay. The Lord basically trying to say the Lord ain't gonna let you get away. Okay, even if because regarding people that come back and regarding people that come and pay in their past life, and even in this side, the Lord, man, he judges. I'm gonna just say it like that. The Lord judges. Okay, because people who Ecclesiastes 8:11 says, sentence against an evil work. People think that they could just get away, but you can't. You really can't. All right. So, that's basically the lesson. But this was, I thought, be some edification. It's an example of Job 4:7. So, yeah, man. So, hey, with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone at Ruel. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Shalom to the elect.